Daniel, whoever's outside trying to get to the basement, they're trying to get outside. Get ready to go in the room.
All right, Madam Clerk, let's go ahead and get started. If you want to stop screen sharing, I appreciate that. Folks, there were instructions that were up on the screen asking you to make sure you're muted. Please do so because otherwise you disrupt the court proceedings. Thank you so much. First thing I'm going to ask is if there are any attorneys representing any defendants present.
They keep kicking me out, man.
Any attorneys retained by anyone present on the Zoom meeting? All right. You're here today for arraignment on some traffic cases. Everyone that was put on this calendar has Madam Clerk, would you mute folks who are not muted? Mr. Sadovich, you're not on mute.
Oh.
Thank you. All right, thank you. So generally at this point, because we do have quite a bit of a backlog because we were not able to do traffic court for several months in person, the prosecutor's position is that if you have straightened out your tag problem, then they, in all likelihood, may dismiss this particular ticket. Now, some of you have more than one of these, and so you may not have all of them dismissed, but that's in the prosecutor's discretion. So I'm going to ask them what they would like to do on each case. Some of you actually have other open traffic tickets that are not on the calendar. I am going to ask you if you have other cases that are not on this calendar, if you would like to resolve your other traffic tickets today, rather than keep having to come back to court. So at this point, I'm going to go down the list that's in the chat. If you have not typed your name in the chat, please do so to everyone so that I can see your name and call your case.
Oh, how do you do that? I don't know how to do that.
Ma'am, are you on a phone or a tablet or on a computer desktop?
Oh, phone.
Tap your phone. Tap your phone and you'll see chat. And then after you see chat, you can click on it and type your name in.
Share per, I don't see chat.
Please mute yourself, ma'am, while you try to figure that out.
Thank you.
All right. All right. A. Martinez Lampley, you can unmute. Good morning, Mr. Lampley. You had a tag offense ticket last year at some point. Was that your vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you still own the vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
Is the tag now valid and in place on the vehicle with the decal, current decal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Johnston, I believe
Yes,
you
ma'am.
have, I can't remember who has L. Is that part of
Have
your
April,
alphabet?
Your Honor.
You have an
That's-
announcement.
The state would move to dismiss the case, that case, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Lampley, I'll grant his motion to dismiss that. If you ever need a copy of that dismissal for any reason, you can contact the clerk of the state court and they can get that to you, or you can come to the courthouse to obtain that from that clerk's office. Any questions, sir?
No, ma'am.
All right, you can sign off, Mr. Lampley. LaShonda Lockett.
Yes.
Good morning, Ms. Lockett.
Good morning.
This is also a tag, either expired or something wrong with the tag case from last year, some point. Is that your vehicle?
It's my husband's.
All right, y'all still own that car?
Yes, we do.
Does it currently have a valid tag with the decal and everything properly displayed?
Yes, it does.
All right, Mr. Johnston,
Move to dismiss, Your Honor.
he'll dismiss that. Ms. Lockett, if you ever need a copy, you can get that from the clerk of the state court here at the courthouse. Any questions?
No.
Bye now.
All right. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Nasheed Adanandas.
Hey, how you doing?
Morning. Sir, this was another tag offense, of course. That's what's on the calendar today from last year. Do you own that vehicle?
It's my wife's car. We updated everything.
All right. So right now the car has a valid tag with the decal.
Well, we got rid of that car. We no longer had that, but we did update it.
All right. Mr. Johnston.
Move to dismiss based on that information, Your Honor.
All right. I'll grant his motion to dismiss, sir. If you need a copy of that for some reason, you get it from the clerk of the state court. Any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you, Judge.
Take care.
All right.
Sonia Porter.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Porter. This was failing to either exhibit or have your decal renewed. Is that your car?
Yes,
Do you still own it?
yes,
Is the decal now properly renewed and on the tag?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Hernandez for the state.
The state would move to dismiss that citation.
Ms. Porter, I'll grant her motion. If you ever need a copy, get it from the clerk of the state court. Any questions?
Not at this time.
Bye now.
All right, happy holidays.
Thank you, too. Joel Groce or Grossi or Gross or Gross?
It's gross.
On my calendar, sir. All right, sir, this was also a tag offense. Is that your car?
Oh, man.
It was not your car?
No, man.
How do you know the person whose car it was?
It was a friend. I was doing a favor. They were intoxicated, so I picked them up. I took a Uber, picked their car
Oh,
up,
that-
and drove up.
Okay,
And I got stopped, and the tags were expired. I didn't know.
okay. Do you have any clue whether they got a tag?
Yes, they did get the tags fixed. I have the paperwork.
All right. Mr. Johnston, do you want to see it or you just trust him?
Your Honor, based on all of that information, the state's just willing to dismiss the case.
Okay. I'll grant his motion, sir. And if you ever need a copy of the dismissal, you can get it from the clerk of the state court. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right. Take care, sir. Bye now.
Happy holidays.
Thank you. Cameron Howery.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Howery, this is a tag offense. Was that your vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you still own it?
No, ma'am.
Before you got rid of the car, did you get a valid tag on it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. State's announcement, Mr. Johnston.
State's willing to dismiss that case, Your Honor.
All right, he'll dismiss it then. I'll grant that motion. If you ever need a copy of the dismissal, get it from the clerk of the state court. Any questions, sir?
No, ma'am.
All right, bye now.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye now. Genevieve Ziegler.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good
Ms. Ziegler,
morning.
this was a tag offense from last year at some point. Did you own that car?
Yes.
Do you still have it?
Yes.
Does it have a valid tag?
No, because it won't pass. It had one, but it won't pass inspection for it to get 22. So it's parked in my daughter's yard.
Okay, but so you had one for 2021
Mhm.
and now it was due again, but you can't get the emission.
Emission, it won't pass emission.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. All right, Ms. Hernandez, what do you want to do with that one?
Your Honor, given that I believe the ticket was from 2020, they were able to get a tag for 2021. If I'm understanding correctly, then the state would move to dismiss that citation.
Okay. Ms. Ziegler, I'll grant her motion. If you ever need a copy of that dismissal order, you can get it from our clerk of the state court. Do you have any questions?
No,
All right, take care. Bye now.
thank you. You too.
Ms. Sheed. I already talked to Mr. Adondas. Let's see. Charles Wheeler.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let me get you find you on my calendar, Mr. Wheeler.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is just a tag ticket, nothing else pending. Was that your car that you got that ticket in?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you still own it?
No, ma'am, it was total loss.
Okay. Was it totaled at the time you got the ticket or after that?
After. I got my tag straight before it happened.
Okay, Ms. Hernandez?
State would move to dismiss the citation.
All right, I'll grant her motion to dismiss Mr. Wheeler. If you ever need a copy, you can get it from our clerk. Any questions?
No, ma'am, thank you.
All right, bye now. Someone type their name in as Jack. Oh, I see. It's Jacqueline Clark. Clark.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Ms. Clark, you do have a tag ticket from 2020. Was that your car?
Yes, ma'am.
You still own it?
I do.
Does it have a valid tag now?
Yes, ma'am.
They just dismiss it through the mail.
Folks, make sure you stay on mute if I'm not speaking with you. All right, what would the state's announcement be, Mr. Johnston, for the tag offense?
Your Honor, based on all of that information, the state would be willing to dismiss the tag offense.
All right, Ms. Clark, you have another ticket from October of this year where you were charged with following too closely. Do you want to plead guilty or nolo to that today to dispose of it?
Nolo, please.
All right. What is the state's recommendation for following too close for a fine, Mr. Johnston?
The state would only recommend a $50 fine plus court surcharges, Your Honor.
Ms. Clark, I'll accept that recommendation. And so the total due is actually $73.25.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you pay that this week to our
Yes.
clerk? Oh, well, not this week. Today is Friday. By next
Oh.
Friday? Or
Yes,
you need
ma'am,
more
I can.
time?
Yes.
All right, 17th will be the due date then.
Okay.
Would you state your email so the clerk can email you some payment instructions?
Sure. It's Jacqueline Clark 4@yahoo.com.
Check that email a little bit later today. It'll show you the ways to pay either online or in person and the total amount due.
Yes,
Ms.
ma'am.
Clark, is your address still on Naples Court in Riverdale?
It is.
Okay, any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
I'm sorry,
Judge, for Ms. Clark, how is that email address spelled?
I apologize, I
J.A.
could. Oh, go ahead, Ms. Clark.
I'm sorry. It's JACQUELINECLARK, the number 4 at Yahoo.
Excellent, thank you.
All right, great. She got it. Thanks, Ms. Clark.
Thank you.
Bye now. Devontae King.
Yes.
Let me find you on my calendar, Mr. King. Mr. King, you just have a tag ticket pending from last year. Was that your car?
Yes, it was.
You still own it?
I do.
Does it have a valid tag and decal properly displayed on it now?
Yes, it does.
All right, Mr. Johnston, do you have an announcement?
Based on that information, the state would move to dismiss the case, Your Honor.
All right. I'll grant that motion. Mr. King, if you need a copy of that for some reason, you can get it from the clerk of our court. Any questions?
No questions.
Take care now. Bye now.
Thank you.
David Sadovich.
There we go. Hello?
Good morning, Mr. Sadovich.
Good morning, Mr. Sadovich. You had a
decal failure to
display
from last year. Was that your car?
Was that your car?
That was leased car through Lyft. But it is corrected.
Okay, Ms. Hernandez.
Ms. Hernandez.
The state would move to dismiss.
The state would move to dismiss the citation.
You can sign off. Bye.
You can sign off. Bye.
Let's see, Mr. Adamu. Pius Adamu. Maybe he got kicked off accidentally. We'll come back to that.
Excuse me. Frederick, can you?
No, I was
Okay.
trying to talk to a person named Pius Adamu.
Yeah, this is Pius Adamu.
All right, Mr. Adamu, you have a traffic tag offense pending from last year. Was that your vehicle?
That was my wife's vehicle.
Do you all still own that car?
We sold the car, but we fixed the title that same day we got the ticket.
Okay, Mr. Johnston?
It would move to dismiss based on that information, Your Honor.
Sir, I'll grant his motion to dismiss. If you ever need a copy of that dismissal order, you can get it from the clerk of our court. Do you have any questions?
No, that would be all. Thank you, Your Honor.
Hi, sir.
Bye.
Victoria Rhodes.
Hello, I'm here.
Good morning, Ms. Rhodes.
Good morning.
You have a tag offense also from last year. Was that your car?
Yes, it was.
You still own it?
No, I do not.
All right. When did you get rid of the car?
I got rid of the car June of 2021, but I fixed the registration the day after I was pulled over. The same day I was pulled over.
All right. Ms. Hernandez?
State would move to dismiss the citation.
I'll grant her motion to dismiss, Ms. Rhodes, and if you
Thank
ever need a
you.
copy, you can get it from our clerk. Any questions?
Thank you. You all have a wonderful day.
Bye now. Jamil Shahid.
Yeah.
Mr. Shahid, you had a tag offense also from last year. Was that your car?
Well, that was my dad's car.
I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry.
It was my dad's car.
Okay. Do you know if the tag is currently valid on it?
No, he sold the car for junk because it had the salvage title.
Okay. Ms. Hernandez?
The state would move to dismiss the citation.
All right. Mr. Shahid, if you had to pay money, I guess your dad would have owed you some money, but she's going to dismiss it.
All right.
She's going to dismiss it. You make sure if you drive somebody else's car that the paperwork and the tag and everything is valid, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Bye now. Michael Stevens.
Hello.
Hi, Mr. Stevens. This was a tag ticket also from last year. Did you own that car?
Yes, ma'am.
You still have it?
Yes, I do.
Is there a current valid tag and decal properly displayed on the vehicle?
Yes, it is.
Ms. Hernandez.
The state would move to dismiss the citation.
Grant promotion, sir. If you ever need a copy of that for any reason, you can get that from the clerk. Any questions? Bye. Tori Miles.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Miles, you have to at least have a tag ticket. Let me make sure there's nothing else. There's not. Was this your car?
No, ma'am. It was the company I worked for. They pay somebody to do all the vehicles, and I guess that vehicle must have skipped it.
What
So,
type of business is it, Mr. Miles?
I work for Railroad Norfolk Southern.
For heaven's sake, you'd think they'd keep their ducks in a row, right?
Yes, ma'am. They pay a company $1 to do all their vehicles.
Well, Ms. Hernandez, what do you want to do since it was his company's vehicle?
Given that information, Your Honor, the state would move to dismiss the citation.
All right, Mr. Miles, she'll dismiss it. I'll grant that. So that takes care of it. If you ever need a copy, you can get that from our clerk. Any questions?
No, ma'am. No questions.
All right, bye.
All right, thank
Sherry
you.
Murray. Mhm.
Speaking.
Mr. Murray, you have a tag ticket from last year. Was that your car?
It was at the time. I no longer own it.
All right. And when did you get rid of that car?
That car was stolen in 2020.
All right. So what would the state like to do with this tag ticket from August of 2020?
The state would move to dismiss the citation.
Mr. Murray, you have another ticket for speeding in a school zone allegedly on November 17th of 2021. Do you want to plead guilty or nolo to resolve that today and not have to come back?
No, ma'am. I'll deal with that at the state of court date.
Okay, you're free to go, sir.
Thank
you. Alfred McCoy.
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Mr. McCoy, you had a tag offense also from last year. Was that your car?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you still own it?
Yes, ma'am.
Does it have a valid tag and decal properly displayed on it now?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Hernandez?
The state would move to dismiss the citation.
Grant her motion to dismiss Mr. McCoy. If you ever need a copy, you can get it from our clerk. Any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Bye, Mr. McCoy.
Bye-bye, ma'am.
Justin Scott.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Scott, you had a tag ticket from last year. Is that your car?
Is it a Kia Sorento?
Heavens, I don't know. Did you have so many tickets you don't remember which one this is?
You said last year. It was a long time ago, and I wasn't able to look it up. But if it was a Kia Sorento, I no longer have that
Hang
car.
on a minute. I can pull it up. It just takes me a second to actually view the ticket. All right, it was a Kia Sorento 2015. So what were you going to tell us about that?
That car was repossessed.
Okay. So what would the state like to do with this ticket, Ms. Hernandez?
Given that information, the state would move to dismiss the citation.
All right. I'll grant her motion, Mr. Scott. If you ever need a copy of that dismissal order, you can get that from the clerk. Any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, bye now. Ashton Sanders.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Sanders, this was a tag ticket as well from last year. Did you own that car?
Yes, ma'am.
You still have it?
Yes, ma'am.
Does it have a valid tag with decal, a valid current decal properly displayed now?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Hernandez, what would you like to do with this case?
The state would move to dismiss the citation.
All right, I'll grant that motion to dismiss. Mr. Sanders, I already talked to Mr. Scott. If you ever need a copy of that, then you can get that from the clerk of the state court. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Bye now.
All right, have a great one. Happy holidays.
Thank you. Tiffany Jones.
Good morning.
Hey, Miss Jones, this was a tag offense also from last year. Was that your car?
Yes, it was.
You still have it?
No, we sold it.
All right. What would the state like to do with this particular case, Mr. Johnston?
Based on that information, the state would move to dismiss, Your Honor.
All right. I'll grant his motion to dismiss, ma'am. If you ever need a copy of that order, you can get it from the clerk of our court. Any questions?
Okay. No, ma'am. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye now. Jonah
Bye-bye.
Helmstetter.
Yes. How are you?
Hi, Miss Helmstetter. This was a tag ticket from last year. Was that your car?
Yeah.
You still have it?
You have to type.
I'm sorry. Hang on. Someone's not muted.
Yes, I do.
Please make sure your audio is on mute unless you're Miss Helmstetter. All right. What were you saying, Miss Helmstetter?
Yes, I still own a vehicle. And I actually paid this morning for the tag ticket.
And where did you do that? Online or did you?
Online.
Okay. Well, then that resolves it and you don't have to do anything else.
Okay.
Thanks, Miss Helmstetter.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Edith Murphy.
Yes.
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Murphy, do you own the vehicle that you got this tag of ticket in?
Yes, I do.
Does it have a valid tag on it currently?
Yes, it does.
State's announcement.
State removed to dismiss the citation.
All right, Ms. Murphy, I'll grant her motion. If you need a copy at some point, you can get that from the clerk. Any questions?
No, thank you, and happy holidays to all.
Thank you. You too, Ms. Murphy.
Mhm.
Lateria Rhodes. We already took care of you, Ms. Rhodes. The new Salma.
Yes, Your Honor.
Morning.
Good morning.
Sure. I don't even have you on here, so maybe it's under, it's probably, maybe it's under Imani. Look.
Yes.
There it is. Do you have the car that you got this tag ticket in?
Yes, I do.
Does it have a valid tag and decal properly displayed on it now?
Yes.
State's announcement. Mr. Johnston?
Sorry, Your Honor, I thought the last name was Palma. The state would move to dismiss that charge.
Right. I'll do that, Ms. Kimani, and if you ever
Yes.
need a copy, you can get it from the clerk.
Thank you.
All right.
Have
bye.
a happy holidays.
Thank you. And repeatedly, goodness, yes, they're all impatient. Don't be impatient, folks. You've been waiting a year or more. All right, Rashad Ellis. Mr. Ellis? I think you can hear me, Mr. Ellis, but I can't hear you.
Hello?
Hi, are you Mr. Ellis?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
All right, sir, do you own the vehicle that you got this tag ticket in last year?
Yes, ma'am.
Does it have a valid tag and decal properly displayed on it?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, y'all. Mr. Johnston?
Moving to dismiss that case based on the information given, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Ellis, I'll grant his motion to dismiss. If you need a copy at some point, you can get it from the clerk of the court. Any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you. Happy holidays.
Thank you. Carrie Murray. already did Carrie Murray. Folks are typing their names in over and over. Let's see. I'm looking at the names in the chat, folks. Jewel Jackson.
Hello.
Let me find you on my calendar. Just have the tag ticket pending. Was that your car?
No, ma'am, that was my mother-in-law's car.
Do you know if it has a valid tag now?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Johnston, do you have an announcement?
Based on that information, Your Honor, the state is willing to dismiss that case.
Okay, Ms. Jackson, I'll grant his motion to dismiss. If you ever need a copy, you can get it from the clerk. Any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Take care. Bye now. Oral Jenkins.
Yes, Your Honor.
Video.
Oral Jenkins.
Yes, Your Honor.
You have a tag ticket from last year as well. Do you now have a valid tag with a current decal properly displayed?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Johnston, are you going to dismiss that one?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. If you ever need a copy of that dismissal, Mr. Jenkins, you can get it from our clerk. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye now.
Okay.
Ashley Carr. Or you can hear me?
I can now.
All right, thank you, Ms. Brown. I apparently skipped some names, but I'll come back to them. Ms. Carr, do you own the car that you got this ticket in last year for having an invalid tag on it?
I do.
Does it have a valid tag and current decal properly displayed now?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
Mr. Johnston, are you moving to dismiss that ticket?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right, I'll grant that. Ms.
Thank you.
If you ever need a copy of that dismissal, then you can get that from our clerk, but you can sign off now.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye now. Andre Bias.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Mr. Bias, you actually have several tickets maybe pending here. Yep, a little slew of them from December, but let's talk about this July 2020 tag ticket first. Do you own that car?
No, it's been totaled out. I did, but it's been totaled out.
Okay. Is that the same car that you got tickets in December of last year as well?
No, ma'am, that's a different truck.
Okay, so let's deal with the July ticket first. Mr. Johnston, are you going to dismiss that one?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Bias, you had defective equipment, failing to display a tag or decal, and a seatbelt violation, all in December of 2020, one from the 17th, one set of tickets from the 17th, one set of tickets from the 22nd. So do you own that car that you were driving apparently on the 17th and the 22nd?
Yes, that was the same truck and trailer. The trailer didn't have the tag displayed. It kept falling off, so I kept it in my truck. But I drilled some holes and bolted it onto the trailer, so it's not visible.
All right. What about the defective equipment? Do you know what that was relating to?
I honestly don't know. I think from behind the car, he said he couldn't see the tail lights, but when he got out, they were visible and working. But this is the same officer, actually, both times, I believe.
Well, you must be in his route. All right, let's see. Oh, defective equipment ticket has no comments at all, Mr. Johnston, so I don't know what it was in reference to. It just has the code section.
Your
Let's
Honor,
talk about
based
December 17th first. It's improper display of the tag and the seatbelt tickets, Mr. Johnston.
Your Honor, based on all the information that the court and the defendant have provided, the state is willing to dismiss those tickets.
Okay. So all 4 tickets?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, it's your lucky day, Mr. Bias. He'll dismiss all of these tickets. I'll grant his motion. If you need copies ever, you can get it from our clerk. Any questions?
No, ma'am, I appreciate it.
All right, bye now. Portia Jackson. I think I spoke to Miss Jackson already.
No, ma'am. Good morning.
Oh, hey, Miss Jackson, you find you on my calendar. Only ticket you have open is tag offense from last year. Was that your car?
Yes, ma'am.
You still own it?
Yes, ma'am.
Does it have a valid tag with a properly displayed current decal on it?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Johnston, are you going to dismiss that one?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right, I'll grant his motion to dismiss, Ms. Jackson. If you need a copy, you can get it from our clerk. Any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you. Happy holidays
Take
to
care.
you all.
Thank you so much. You too. Torian Madison.
Yes.
Mr. Madison, you have a tag ticket also from last year. Did you own that car or do you still?
Yes, ma'am. It's my wife's car, and the tag is valid now.
All right. Ms. Hernandez, are you moving to dismiss?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll grant her motion to dismiss. Mr. Madison, if you ever need a copy of the order dismissing it, you can get it from the clerk. Any questions?
No questions.
All right, bye now.
All right. Happy holidays.
Thanks. Joseph Fuller.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Fuller, you had a tag violation as well from last year. Do you still have that car?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has it got a valid tag with current decal properly displayed?
Yes, it does, Your Honor.
Mr. Johnston?
He's willing to dismiss that.
I'll dismiss it, Mr. Fuller. If you ever need a copy, you can get it from our clerk. Any questions?
No, Your Honor. Thank you. Have a happy
Okay.
holiday.
Thank you so much. Bye now. Shaquita Swanson.
Yes.
Hey, Miss Swanson, was this your car that you got this tag ticket in?
I don't even know what car it was, but I'm assuming it was a car that I had that was stolen. So yes, I think that was the one.
This was in August of last year that you got the ticket, and the vehicle was a Ford Focus.
Oh yes, that was the car. I had bought a car lot and it was stolen, so I couldn't get a tag. But I didn't find out it was. I got pulled by the police.
Okay. State's announcement for her situation then, Ms. Hernandez.
The state would move to dismiss the citation.
Okay. She'll go ahead and dismiss it, Ms. Swanson. I'll grant her motion. If you ever need a copy of that for some reason, you can get it from our clerk. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Take care, Ms. Swanson.
But thank you.
Carrie Murray. Already talked to Carrie Murray. Lucio Martinez.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Hey, Mr. Martinez. You had a tag ticket from last year. Was that your car?
Yes, it was.
You still have it?
No, ma'am.
Did you get the tag properly renewed and affixed before you no longer owned the car?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Hernandez?
The state would move to dismiss the citation.
I'll grant her motion to dismiss it, Mr. Martinez. If you ever need a copy for some reason, you can get it from our clerk. Any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Bye. Alfred McCoy, I already spoke to. Wanda Lynn Anderson.
No, I'm here.
Yes, Miss Anderson, this was just a tag. The only thing you have open here is a tag case also from last year. Was that your car?
It was.
You still have it, Miss Anderson?
I don't. I just sold it, but before I did get the tag.
All right, Mr. Johnston.
Would move to dismiss that case based on the information, Your Honor.
He'll move to dismiss it. I'm granting that, Miss Anderson. If you ever need a copy of the dismissal, you can get it from our clerk. Any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Take care now.
Thank you.
Destiny Bonner.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, I don't see your name on my calendar, Miss Bonner. Do you know if your ticket was issued in a different name?
No, it's issued in my name.
Is your middle name Michelle?
Yes.
Okay. So you had a tag ticket from December 4th of 2020. Was that your car?
Yes.
You still have it?
No, I sold the car. I had got me a new car.
Before you did that, did you get a
Oh yeah, I
valid
got my
tag on
tag and
it?
stuff fixed. Yes.
All right, Mr. Johnston, are you willing to dismiss
That
that
is
ticket?
correct, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Bonner, you also have a speeding ticket from February of 2021. Do you want to plead guilty or nolo to that and resolve it today?
Yes, I can resolve it.
Do you want to plead guilty or nolo? Nolo might save you from some points on your driving history. It does depend on some other factors.
I'm a NOLO.
All right, Mr. Johnston, what are you asking for the court to impose as a fine for that speeding ticket?
State would just ask for a $50 fine plus quick surcharges.
Ms. Bonner, $73.25 would be the total because of surcharges. Can you pay that by next Friday, the 17th, or do you need more time?
Yes, I can pay that next Friday.
Would you please state your email so the clerk can email you the payment instruction information about how to pay that either online or in person by the 17th?
Okay, my email is destinybonner17@yahoo.com.
Ms. Bonner, you should expect that email a little bit later this afternoon, if not this morning. Are you still on Regent Street in Jonesboro?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, bye now, take care.
Thank you.
Someone is signed on and not muted. Please make sure your audio is on mute because I'm having to talk over you. Ms. Jones, it's TCLA3 who's not muted.
You and the kid, see?
Rosalind Taylor.
Yes.
Ms. Taylor, the only ticket you have open is a tag offense from last year. Was that your car? Was that your car, Ms. Taylor?
Yes. I can hardly hear you.
I'm sorry, that's on your end, I think. But is the tag valid now, Ms. Taylor?
No, because the car was totaled from the wreck the day of the ticket and is inoperable.
Oh, okay. Ms. Hernandez?
The state would move to dismiss the citation.
She's going to go ahead and ask me to dismiss it, Ms. Taylor. I'll grant that motion. If you ever need a copy of the dismissal, you can get it from our clerk. Any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye, Ms. Taylor.
Bye-bye.
Ronald Clayton.
Your Honor.
Ronald Clayton.
Your Honor.
Oh, I see you now, Mr. Clayton. All right, so Mr. Clayton, you're on the calendar today for a tag ticket from August. Was that your car?
No, ma'am.
How do you know the person who owned the car?
It's my mother's car. It wasn't my mother's car.
Do you know if it has a valid tag on it now?
The car has been given back to the bank.
Okay. Mr. Johnston, what would you like to do with that particular tag ticket?
Your Honor, based on that information, the state would move to dismiss that case.
All right, I'll grant that motion, Mr. Clayton. You have a stop sign ticket from November 2nd of this year. Do you want to plead guilty or nolo to that and take care of it today?
No, ma'am.
Okay. You're free to go. Bye.
Have a nice holiday.
Thank you. Amari Minifield.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Minifield, you had a tag ticket, improper display of tag in some month last year. Do you still own that car?
No, Your
Or
Honor.
did you own it at the time?
Yes.
All right. So you don't have it now, but did you put the tag where it was supposed to be after you got this ticket?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Fernandez, are you moving to dismiss that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'll grant that motion, Mr. Minifield. If you need a copy of that ever, you can get it from our clerk. Any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, bye now.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
Thanks. Wanda Lynn Anderson, I already spoke to Clayton. I've talked to a lot of these people. Not sure I've spoken to Jemiah Ross, rather. Ms. Ross, did I speak to you already? Are you still here? Jemiah Ross?
Yes, can you hear me?
I do now, Ms. Ross. Was this your car that you got this tag ticket on?
No, ma'am. I was transporting my best friend from the hospital.
You know if she ever got a tag properly affixed to the car?
She no longer has that vehicle.
All right. Ms. Hernandez?
The state would move to dismiss the citation.
Okay. Ms. Ross, you'll go ahead and dismiss it. You make sure if you borrow somebody's car in the future that it's got a valid tag on it, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye now. Ariel Carroll.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Carroll, you had a tag ticket also from last year. Was that your car?
Yes, ma'am.
You still have that car?
Yes, ma'am.
Does it have a valid tag with decal properly displayed?
Yes, ma'am. My birthday actually just passed, so I actually just got a new sticker.
Okay. Mr. Johnston, are you willing to dismiss that one?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Ms. Carroll, I'll dismiss that ticket on his motion. If you ever need a copy of that order, you can get it from our clerk. Any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Take care. John Zarek Ferguson.
Yes, Your Honor.
This was a tag ticket you got last year. Was that your car?
Yes, that was my car.
You still have that car, Mr. Ferguson?
No, ma'am. But that same day, I was actually on my way to the DMV. So that same day, I got everything taken care of, and I already have insurance for it. And I have proof for it.
That's okay. At this point, given the volume of cases we're trying to catch up with, we're not requiring you to show the paperwork. Mr. Johnston, are you going to dismiss that ticket as well?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right. I'll grant his request to dismiss it, Mr. Ferguson. If you ever need a copy of that for some reason, you can get it from our clerk. Any questions?
You guys are wonderful. Have a blessed evening. Thank you so much.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Ami Bangura.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Hi, Miss Bangura. This was a tag ticket also from last year. Was that your car?
Yes, it was.
You still have it?
No. I got into a car accident, so it got totaled.
Before that happened, did you get the tag straightened out on it?
Yes, I did.
Mr. Johnston, are you moving to dismiss that?
Yes, ma'am. Given that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Grant his motion to dismiss. If you ever need a copy, ma'am, you can get it from our clerk, okay?
Thank you. Okay.
Bye now.
Bye.
Ola Fame Aluwumi.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, you had some sort of ticket issued. I don't really even know what on earth it is. Let me try to pull it up, but it had to do with tag or registration. Was that your car that you were operating allegedly on that day last year?
Yeah.
Do you still have the car?
No.
Before you did get rid of the car, did you get the tag or registration straightened out?
No, the title never came from the person that sold it to me. So he sold it. He got it for me and sold it to somebody else.
Okay. So that was in August of 2020.
Yes, ma'am.
So you were driving someone else's car, or you were trying to buy it from someone and they never transferred the title, so you couldn't get the tag?
I was trying to buy.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Hello?
Someone's talking on top of you. Miss Jones, Madam Clerk, whoever is signed on as TLC A3 is not muted. I've asked them repeatedly to mute. You're the
And
host,
so
so
have
you'll
I.
have to mute them.
Damn right.
Because now they're cussing. I'm getting ready to kick you off, whoever you are. Kick them off, Miss Jones. If you go to his screen and click on the little upper right-hand side, it'll allow you to remove him. Thank you. All right, Mr. Ola Wemi,
Yes,
what
ma'am.
were you telling me about this particular vehicle in August?
Yeah, I bought the vehicle from someone in Texas. So because as of then, my house has a fire.
To replay your message, press 1. To delete and re-read.
So there was a fire in my house. So the person was trying to help me out with the truck to sell it for me cheap so that I can just move some things out. But unfortunately, it was not really what we want. So I have to sell the truck to someone for me to be able to get my money back that I put it in there. So afterwards, he was trying to help me out. He would just give me some cars to sell just to be able to fix the house.
Okay, I understand now, I think. Ms. Hernandez, did you understand what he was saying about that ticket?
Yes, Your Honor, and given that information, the state would move to dismiss the citation.
All right. Mr. Holwumi, you have from January 31st of this year, another tag ticket. Do you recall that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want to try to resolve that today by a guilty or nolo plea?
I have the car?
Sorry?
You said, do I still have the car?
No, I'm asking, you only get one dismissal. You don't get multiple dismissals for this. Is this a different car?
Yeah.
Than the August one?
No, the August one is the Is a truck. Is a
Okay,
Chevy
this is
truck.
a Toyota Camry. Why was this one not
Yeah.
tagged?
Oh, this one is not tagged because after that one, this is what I just bought. I just bought it, but it never passed the emission, so I have to sell it to somebody in Macon.
Well, are you willing to dismiss that one too, Ms. Hernandez?
Yes, Your Honor, in light of judicial economy.
All right. Mr. Olawami, these are not on my calendar, but you had also invalid registration and no tag from July. Do you recall that?
Yeah, for the scale.
And that was one of these same two cars or a different car?
A different car. It was a Ford Escape.
And so why was that car not properly tagged?
Okay, so I had somebody to buy the car, so we put the insurance there to drive it for the emission, and it passed the emission, and the car was registered.
All right, so you say after July, the car got properly registered and tagged.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hernandez, are you willing to give him 3 bites at that apple?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Olawami, you know, we're just got a lot of backlog, and so the state's being very generous with these. But you seriously, whether you own the car at that moment or not, you got to quit driving around the roads of Clayton County with vehicles that don't have a valid tag. Not going to get it dismissed again if it's in front of me. You understand?
Okay.
All right, goodbye.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Denitha Reese.
Yes.
Hey, Miss Reese, you just have a tag ticket open, I believe. Was that your car?
Yes.
Do you still have it?
Yes.
Is it got a valid tag and decal properly displayed now?
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez, are you going to dismiss Miss Reese's ticket?
Yes.
All right, I'll grant her motion to dismiss, and you can get a copy if you ever need it from our clerk. Any questions?
No.
All right, bye now.
All right. Thank you.
Tamika Turner.
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Hey, I hear you, Miss Turner. I'm just trying to pull you up on my calendar here. Only ticket I believe you have is a tag ticket from last year. Was that your car?
Yes, ma'am.
You still own it?
No, ma'am. I had to junk it because it stopped working. My tire had actually blew out and it messed some stuff up under the truck, so I had to junk it. I no longer have it, and I wasn't able to get a tag for it at the time because I wasn't.
Well, I think that they might be willing to go ahead and let it go since you don't own the car now. Ms. Hernandez, are you willing to dismiss it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll grant that motion to dismiss. If you ever need a copy of that dismissal, you can get it from our clerk. Ms. Turner, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you so much. You have a
All right,
good day.
bye now.
Bye-bye.
Frederick King.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. King, you just have this tag ticket from last year. Was that your car?
Yes, ma'am.
You still have it?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a proper valid tag and decal currently on the car?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Johnston, are you willing to dismiss Mr. King's ticket?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. King, I'll enter that dismissal after court. If you ever need a copy, you can get it from our clerk. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you. Happy holidays.
Bye now, thanks. Rodney Smith. If you'll just, there you go, Mr. Smith. This was a trailer that did not have a tag on it. Did you own the trailer?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you still have it, Mr. Smith?
Yes, ma'am.
Does it have a valid, properly displayed tag and decal on it now?
Yes, ma'am. What happened? The tag had fell off the trailer from where I came from, and I wasn't aware that the tag wasn't on the trailer.
Oh, goodness. Okay, but you've replaced it and it has a good tag on it now.
Yes, ma'am. I replaced it.
Okay. Ms. Hernandez, are you willing to dismiss that one?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Smith, I'll grant her motion to dismiss. If you ever need a copy of that, you can get it from our clerk. Any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you. Seasoned greetings to you and your family.
Take care. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Troy Hewitt.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hewitt, you had a tag or invalid decal ticket from last year. Was that your car?
Yes, ma'am. It's my wife's van.
Y'all still have that car?
Yes, we do.
Valid tag now?
And displayed.
Mr. Johnston, are you dismissing it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If you ever need a copy of the dismissal, you can get it from our clerk, Mr. Hewitt. Any questions?
No, you all have a happy holiday
I'm-
season.
Yes, happy holidays. Thank you. Sean Harden.
Hello.
Hi, Mr. Harden.
Hey, how you
had
doing?
a tag ticket from last year. Was that your car?
It was. I'm sorry. Yes, I do. I have. Yes, I do. Ooh, I can't really hear you breaking up, but I do have the car still, and I do have valid tags.
You're just freezing on our end.
I can't believe it. Hello?
Give us just a second, Mr. Harden.
No problem.
Judge, if you can hear me, I'm willing to dismiss that case. Okay. She's disconnecting and she's reconnecting. Just give us a second, folks.
No problem.
Okay. I'm in a
Welcome back,
government building. The internet's horrible sometimes. I got kicked right off.
Yep.
All right. So I was talking, I don't remember who I was talking to. Hayden?
Harden.
Mr. Harden.
Okay. So now you have a valid tag.
I do.
And
And the state is willing to dismiss that case, Your Honor. Thank you
Right.
for showing us that, Mr. Harden.
Thank you, Mr. Harden. I'll grant the dismissal.
Thank you.
Bye. Davion Smith.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Smith, you have a tag ticket from last year. You still have that car? Or was it yours? I guess I should ask first.
No, ma'am. It was my mother's car.
Do you know if it has a valid tag?
I'm not sure. She sold it back to the person she got it from.
Okay. Is the state willing to dismiss that particular ticket?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Smith, since you're here, I think you have some other tickets. Let me look. Well, I got a DUI. I can't take care of that one today.
I have an attorney for that one.
Yeah, that'll be on another calendar someday. But you had
Okay.
another tag ticket in November of 2020.
Yes, ma'am. I
Was
think.
that the same car?
Yes, ma'am. I think those were within like a week or two.
No, one was in August and one was in November, but that's okay. So
Okay.
that was your mom's car too, you say?
Yes, ma'am. It was the same vehicle.
All right. Ms. Hernandez, are you willing to dismiss that one too?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I'll go ahead and dismiss that one too, Mr. Smith. You'll get notice from the clerk when to appear on the other open case that's in Judge Jones Parker's court. Is your address still on Spear Road?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, make sure that the clerk of the state court always has a valid address for you because they'll
Okay.
mail that notice to you, okay?
Okay. I spoke with my attorney about it last time I spoke with them, and they said they're going to take care of everything.
Oh, great. Well, you'll still have to appear at some point, but stay in
Okay.
touch with your attorney.
Okay. Thank you so much, and happy holidays.
All right, Derek Edwards.
Yes, ma'am.
Edwards, you have a tag ticket from last year. Was that your car?
No, ma'am.
How do you know the person whose car it was?
That was my son's car. He had went to boot camp, and I picked it up at the shop for him. I didn't know the tag wasn't valid.
Do you know if he still has that car?
Yes, ma'am, he does.
Is the tag valid now on it to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Mr. Johnston, are you willing to dismiss this ticket for Mr. Edwards?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If you ever need a copy of the dismissal order, you can get it from our clerk, Mr. Edwards. Any questions?
No, ma'am, thank you.
All right, bye now. There's someone signed on here. It just says HFM. She's talking to somebody else. T41 Love. What is your name, sir? You're muted.
Tyron Warren. Tyron Warren.
I got you,
Tyron
Mr. Warren. All right, so you had a tag ticket from last year. Was that your car?
It was a vehicle that I purchased for my mother.
Do you know if the car has a valid ticket now? Valid tag now?
Yes, ma'am. It has a Houston, Texas valid tag.
Okay. What does the state wish to do with this particular ticket?
The state would move to dismiss the citation.
All right, Mr. Warren. Now you have another ticket from October of this year, failing to yield the right of way. Do you want to go ahead and resolve that today by a guilty or nolo plea?
For the thought, I didn't hear you. Something came through my phone. What you said again?
Want to resolve your failure to yield the right of way ticket from October of this year by pleading guilty or nolo?
No, I wouldn't go to the court for it because they hit me. I did not hit them. I was in the lane, and they told them.
Well, that one's actually not on the calendar. I was just going to go ahead, if you wanted to enter a guilty or nolo plea, take care of it. Otherwise, you'll get a notice in the mail about when to appear for that one.
Yeah, because I have a lawyer for that because they hit me. I did not. That was a charge that the officer gave me that it wasn't correct.
Okay. All right. Well, you'll get notice of when to appear for that one in the mail then. Just make sure our clerk always has your valid current address. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Bye now. There's someone signed on as Abdullah. If you want to unmute and tell me who you are, please.
Hi, I'm Abdullah.
What is your last name?
Badegesin, Gbadegesin.
Spell it again.
GBADEG.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was looking in the wrong spot.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Gotcha. Just have a tag ticket then from last year. Was that your car, sir?
It was a business car, a used car dealership's car.
Okay, did you have it in your possession and driving it for some reason?
Oh yeah, I worked for the business and we was transporting the car to another location, and one of my coworkers just forgot to put the tag on it.
Okay. Mr. Johnston, what would you like to do with this ticket?
Your Honor, in light of that information, the state is willing to dismiss that case.
Okay, I'll grant that motion, sir. If you ever need a copy of that order dismissing the ticket, you can get it from our clerk. Any questions?
Oh, man, thank you.
All right, bye. There's a person signed on here. It just says iPhone. If you want to unmute and turn on your audio or your video and tell me who you are.
DeMonica Reed.
Well, that's not who I was talking to, but I don't mind talking to you, Miss Reed. All right, Miss Reed. This was failing to obtain a tag within 30 days of purchasing or owning a vehicle. Do you still have that car?
No, ma'am.
And did you get a tag on the car before you no longer owned it?
Yes, ma'am. I went and got a tag the very next day.
Okay. Ms. Hernandez?
The state would be willing to dismiss the citation.
All right, I'll grant her motion to dismiss. Ms. Reed, if you ever need a copy of the order dismissing the ticket, you can get it from our clerk. Any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, Galaxy Note 20.
Have a good one.
Bye. Levon Johnson.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Johnson, you had a tag ticket from last year. Was that your car?
Yes, ma'am.
You still have that car?
No, ma'am. It was totaled out.
And was it totaled out on the day of this ticket or sometime thereafter?
The day of that ticket.
All right, Mr. Johnston.
In light of that information, Your Honor, the state would move to dismiss.
Right. Mr. Johnson, I'll grant his request to dismiss. And if you ever need a copy of that, you can get that from the clerk. Any questions?
All right. No, ma'am. Thank you. Happy holidays.
Thank you so much. Maurice Hunter. Maurice Hunter. Jackson Woodard.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Hey, Mr. Woodard.
Start the video.
The ticket on my calendar. All right, you just have a tag ticket from last year on the calendar. Did you own that car at the time?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you still own it?
It was totaled out.
State's announcement.
The state would move to dismiss the citation.
Mr. Woodard, I'll dismiss it on her motion. If you ever need a copy, you can get it from our clerk. Any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you. Happy holiday.
Bye now. Thanks. Dempsey Noble.
Yes.
Mr. Noble, you just have a tag ticket from last year as well. Was this your car?
Yes, ma'am.
You still have the car, Mr. Noble?
Yes, ma'am.
Does it have a valid and properly displayed tag and decal on it?
Yes, it does.
Ms. Hernandez, are you willing to dismiss this ticket?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll dismiss it on her motion, Mr. Noble. If you ever need a copy of that dismissal from our clerk, any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye. All right, folks, I don't know who you are. There's someone signed on as just iPhone. You want to unmute and turn on video and tell me who you are? Or Galaxy Note 20? Or Tangela?
Your iPhone just unmuted and remuted.
I'm right here.
What is your last name, please?
Tangela Harris.
Harris. Ms. Harris, you have a tag ticket from last year. Was that your car?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you still have it?
No, ma'am.
Did you get the tag straightened out before you?
I did. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Johnston, are you going to dismiss it?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Harris, I'll dismiss that ticket on his motion. If you ever need a copy, you can get it from our clerk. Any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you and happy holidays.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Galaxy Note 20, who are you, please? If you can turn on video, please do. Ms. Harris, you can sign off.
Okay, just 1 second. That's what we're doing, right?
You're trying to turn it off.
Trying to hang it up right now.
All right, whoever you are is Galaxy Note 20. If you can unmute and tell me who you are, please, or iPhone.
Oh, Quaya's Person.
Your last name is Person?
Person, Person is my last name.
I've got you,
Name
Mr.
is spelled
Person, on my calendar. This was a failure to have the decal properly affixed or a current decal on your car last year, or maybe it was your car, was it?
No, it was my landscape trailer.
Okay. Do you still own that trailer?
Yes, ma'am.
Does it have a good tag on it now?
Yes, ma'am, and properly displayed.
Ms. Hernandez, are you going to dismiss that one?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll grant that motion to dismiss, Mr. Person.
All right, thank you.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Someone is signed on as Galaxy A10E. Who are you, please? iPhone, who are you? Or Galaxy A10E, who are you? Either one of y'all want to tell me your name, I'll find you on the calendar.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I hear the iPhone person. What is your name?
Oh, that was me. I'm sorry. Lanika Bristow.
What is your last name?
Bristow with a B. Bristow.
Okay. Ms. Bristow, this was a tag ticket from last year. Was that your car?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you still own it?
I do. Yes, ma'am.
Valid tag now?
No, ma'am.
Okay, what's up with it?
Yes, I spoke with the DMV, and they was telling me that I had to get a mechanical Air Force waiver because no matter what I did, that it wouldn't pass the emissions. It wouldn't come. The engine light would not come off. It's at the very end, and it would not. It never would come off. So what I had to do, the lady told me that they probably would not pass it right now, but I'm going through them first to do the 30-day waiver. So I have to go to the DMV to get the 30-day waiver to get it fixed to see what they would do, because I have to produce, I guess, a certain amount of expense that I have had to pay out and to try to show that I tried to get it fixed, but it won't fix because my cluster is out in that vehicle. It's a 07 Chevrolet Suburban, and the tag, it just won't pass. There's nothing wrong with the vehicle, but it just will not pass with that engine light on. They won't pass it.
Do you have a different vehicle then that you operate on a daily basis?
Well, yes, not personally mine, but just back and forth. We've referenced the carpooling with my coworkers or driving my dad's vehicle.
Okay, because you understand you can't drive that car, right?
Yes, ma'am. But I am able to drive it to, I guess to get to the DMV, correct? Or do I have to drive it there? Or I don't know what to do at this point other than just go get the 30-day from the DMV.
Yeah, they don't need to see your vehicle. You should not drive it there.
Yes. Well, that's understood. I'm just trying to understand, like, if I get the 30-day waiver, that grants me to drive it, right? Until I can get it resolved.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, that's what
I don't know what they're
told
going to
me.
give you. So, I mean, without seeing what that is, I wouldn't be able to say. But if they give you some permission to operate it, then you carry that around with you, right? Yeah,
Yes,
then,
ma'am. She said it
then
was
you
a
have to
30
carry
day
that
wait.
around with you. But I would only take the vehicle on that directly to a mechanic.
Yes.
All right. Well, Mr. Johnston, that's kind of complicated. What do you want to do with it?
Yeah.
Your Honor, in light of all of that information, Your Honor, I'm willing to cut her a break. I'm willing to dismiss it.
Ms. Bristow, one time they'll dismiss it. Don't get another ticket in that car, okay?
It would be
will
very
not.
awkward to come back up in front of us because we will remember Ms. Bristow.
I know you would. That name is not. I understand. Thank you so much, and I really
Bye now.
appreciate that.
Okay,
Thank you.
bye.
Thank you,
Maurice
bye.
Hunter.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hunter, you have a tag ticket as well from last year. Was that your car?
No, ma'am, it was my mother's.
Do you know if it has a valid tag now?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Johnston, are you willing to dismiss Mr. Hunter's ticket?
Yes, ma'am.
All righty, Mr. Hunter, I'll grant his motion to dismiss. If you need a copy of that dismissal for some reason, you can get it from our clerk. Any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, bye now. Thanks, everybody. Y'all have a great weekend.
Thank you, ma'am.